All right, we're live. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Operation Grow Show. Coming to you live from both sides of the pond. So yeah, hey guys, nice to see everybody here. What's everybody been up to? Start with Tanasi just as he takes his swig.
Hey everybody, how we doing? Oh snap!
Oh dear.
Good times out here in Colorado, man. I'm excited about these seeds. There seems like everybody's sprouting up and shit. Everybody's looking good and whatnot. I'm gonna do a dab. How's everybody else doing today?
Hey guys,
Hey Johnny, how you doing?
happy Sunday. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well.
Hey, Johnny.
Howdy, howdy, Mystic.
Get ready to get my dab on.
Yeah, me too. I just fucking woke up from a little power nap.
Get ready to smoke some of this freshly pressed Jack Herrera.
Nice. Good old Jack.
Yeah, very nice
My
indeed.
favorite.
Oh, to live in a prohibition-free place.
Right?
That sucks. That would drive me bananas.
So, Stony, how about yourself? How are things going with you?
Oh, skip me for a second. I'm taking a fat dab. I'll be right back.
It's dab time.
All right, let's try the next one. Northern 780.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All good, all good.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying my Sunday here. Just kind of tending to the garden and enjoying a little bit of the sun. We've got some rain. We're up here in Canada, so it's a little bit cold, but summertime is just around the corner.
All the snow's melted.
Yeah, the snow is melted. Well, we had a little bit of snow a few days ago, but other than that, she's gone.
And Mystic, yeah.
Hey, what?
Between
What?
time or not.
I can speak now in between hits.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. It's Mystic Grower here. I'm doing great. Just finishing up this dab of that Jack Herrera, one of my favorite strains. It's like my antidepressant. Just love it.
Very nice.
Oh, well, things are going great in the garden. The babies are looking fabulous. Their growth is phenomenal. They're looking really, really good.
Excellent. Yeah, it does look interesting. I mean, everybody's got quite a lot of cool stuff popping up. Some nice work on the stop animation, or the time-lapse animation, I should say. Really throwing down the gauntlet from some people there, I must say.
I need to step it up a little bit and do some more videos and such.
Yeah, they're going to have a budget going forward. And Mad, how you doing?
Oh, really good. Just hanging out, waiting for the plants to grow a little more.
Excellent, excellent.
Got a another, what do you call it? Not stop motion, but God damn it, I got high and I can't think. Time lapse video. I got another one coming up with them and their new planters.
Nice.
Cool.
Those are neat.
It was interesting to see definitely the double headers coming up. All of a sudden, you see another one sprouting in the same pot.
Yeah, on that last video when I saw that second one come up, I was like, oh, I guess I got 12 1/4 out of 10.
My second sprout definitely isn't growing. Hanging out there and getting shaded out by the other one.
That double header looks crazy.
Yeah, I've got two twins, and I think one of them is going to die off, but the first two, I think they're going to stay around and both survive.
You got two double twins.
Yeah, and then I had another one that had like a little parasitic twin. It just kind of stood up off the bottom of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that video was quite hypnotizing. I must say, I spent quite a bit of time watching it and going, oh, hang on, look, I'm sure there's another one in here somewhere. There, oh, there's a little one that pops up in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And Johnny, how about you, sir?
Excuse me there. Man, I had to restart. My girl fucking. I hate to blame it on her, but it was her. She fucking everything, everything popped. Everything was good, and she moved my tray off my heat mat to get something behind it, and she kicked off the lid on my plants, so they weren't ready to. You know what I mean? Ready for that transition off the heating pad and everything so quick. And everything died. So, yeah, so Tanasi and Badger.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've been speaking to them over the past couple weeks. I just got my new beans this morning. So, well, they probably came yesterday, but I checked my mail today and they were in there. But so I popped them, so time to restart.
Bang bang.
Oh, well, better than nothing. Good way to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shout out
Who's the one that started them early?
putting out some more seeds.
Say that again, please.
Who's the one that popped them early?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
AJ.
I'll text everybody earlier.
What adventure?
Yeah, Joint Adventure. That's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Everyone in chat.
Is the volume on my mic better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right, can you guys excuse me for 2 seconds? Oh, my kid just woke up. Sorry, I'm babysitting.
It's not babysitting when it's your kid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what the heck is enough babysitting?
That's called parenting. It's not babysitting.
Yeah, and you know what? The kid's mum's shagging the babysitter.
Whatever. I don't
Whatever.
care. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Excuse me. Sorry.
Hey, no worries. Cool. So, yeah, no, I must say, it would be interesting to see the difference in the growth rates that everybody's having. I mean, Mystic, yours are looking like they've definitely come up pretty damn fast there.
Yeah, mine are looking gorgeous. You know, I popped them right. My germination was I popped them right in the soil. I put it in some of the baby roots by the Soil King. I used some of his baby root soil, and they got water up until like a weekend, I think. What day did I feed them?
We got half feeding on Monday.
They got a half a feeding on Monday, and I'm using the Jack's 321 nutrients that Green Gene uses. And they got like a mild feeding, a light feeding, and they're just doing absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
What type? Well, how many watts you got over them?
Oh God, we got how many watts now?
It's 500.
5.
500 watts we got going right now.
Plus the red LEDs.
Plus the red LEDs, which is what? How many? 95 watts?
75.
And what are the red lights for again?
Just a photo boost.
For photo boost. Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. What are people's take on the light spectrums to use at the different stages of growth?
Well, mine were under LED, like a strip LED light that I got from Walmart, like in your cabinet or whatever, for like the first like week, I think, or first like 5 days, and then I threw them out under the cobs.
Because mine is not growing as fast as yours at all. I'm going to take a measurement after this, though, since everybody's putting in measurements.
I was thinking the same thing too when I was checking out her pictures. It's like my plants don't look that big. But it could just be camera work, you know.
Well, I think it's definitely mine are just sitting in the corner of a room right now and just getting the side lighting. I don't have if I put a light directly over it, probably would accelerate some shit.
Well, we also think that using the proper VPD, because they've been inside the tent and the right exact, it's been at steady at 8 since I put them in there. And the VPD, the right, I think it's been really spot on. I don't know if you've taken a look at my charts at all, Peter, but it looks like it's pretty stable and pretty spot on. And the plants being in that kind of environment, I think, is really doing them justice.
Yeah, cool. Actually, this week I haven't had a chance to pull together the charts that I normally do, but you guys do a screen share and show your charts from your account. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to also see if the difference in the look at the different lights everybody was using, how much of a difference the grow, medium, and high you all started, because you started straight in the ground. I mean, straight in the soil, didn't you, Mystic? Or did you go with the cow method first?
She went straight into the soil.
Yeah, I went straight to soil.
I love them birds, though, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna mute myself.
No, I like it. It's nice.
You like it? Okay. We got them covered, and they're under a black sheet, and they're still just chirping away. They love noise. They hear me talking over here, so they think I'm talking to them.
Should give them some CBD.
CBD and love.
For
That's how.
past week.
Right. So, need to talk about some other interesting things that you've been observing at all?
Well, I can hit what's been going on with mine since I'm not coughing anymore. So I've had some interesting stuff on this grow. I've got my one little mutant plant. It's still coming around and looks like it's gonna make something of itself. I'm not sure what, but I had another plant that damped off, which I haven't had a plant damp off in a long time. But I could tell that's what it was because, it started to pinch its own stem about halfway up for no reason. It's growing right next to all the other plants, same environment, same schedule. So just weird. But yeah, it lost one that way. And then, what was it? My little twins, they both died, which was expected. So I think I guess I'm going to say I have 5 good plants, a runt, and a mutant. So I have 7 living things, but the difference between the first or the biggest plant and the next 4 is still remarkable. It's twice as big as the next plant. And I would say I have 4 that are pretty typical. They're about where I would expect them to be at this age. And it's twice as big as them while staying very squat. So I'm interested to see what this gargantuan plant turns into. That's kind of my update. So it's going good, but strange.
How tall do you think yours are?
I'd have to go down there and put a tape, but I would say that even the tallest one isn't taller than 6 inches, 7 inches.
Yeah.
But the width on that tallest one, it's as big as an 8 to 10 inch dinner plate. So for it to only be that tall and nice and big around like that, bushy, yeah, like I said, we'll see how it turns out. But it's, they're literally in the exact same cocoa mix and the exact same 1 liter pots. The lighting is not different because they have lighting directly above them, so they all get equal lighting. So it's just purely a genetics thing. This thing is like turbocharged for whatever reason.
It sucked the fucking life out of the other ones, dude.
No, the parasitic ones died, both of them.
Well, I'm just saying in a spiritual sense.
Okay.
Plant took the spirit of the other plant seedlings all into that, and now it's a vigorous bitch.
Yeah, it's big. So I'll go take some measurements today just so I can put them in the journal because I don't ever have to record my waterings. At least I want Peter to show me a way where I don't have to do it manually because I'm just on a flood and drain schedule. So they get fed same time every day.
Yeah, so for that, because we know it's the same time every day, don't worry so much about recording that. We can that's easy enough to fill in. I will get around to putting that code together. I've just got a bunch of other things at the moment. But yeah. Sure. Is it presenting this to everyone now?
Yeah, I sees it.
Yep.
Whoa.
Well, now you're looping it. So
Now you did it.
that's got something to do with sharing your screen. And you have to. I can't tell you how to undo it, but
There you go.
I'm back, guys. Sorry.
I'm glad to have you.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, we're not screen sharing shit right now.
Okay. Whoa.
Is that what was going on with my screen? I just had like fucking 50
There we
things
go.
on it.
Okay, do you mean to present that? Let's see, is that working?
Yes, we are there.
Yeah. Cool. Whoa, and there it goes again. Off into the distance.
What's going on with that? That's strange.
All right.
To infinity and beyond.
Okay, yeah, it's odd.
Hey, Harry.
so I think it has to do with you're looking at the YouTube feed, but you're sharing your screen, so it loops it. You can't have the YouTube feed up. You need to minimize that and only do a screen share and just be blind, or have it in a separate screen.
Mine is minimized.
I think it was my bad.
Yeah.
No,
I
you.
don't know if I did that or not.
No, it's got to do with Peter's computer and him sharing his screen, I think.
Because I was trying to share my screen too to show my time.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I don't know. Who
making
knows?
it the presenting one. But anyway, yeah, the trick is to have the actual web browser up that you're looking at the website on, not the. If you flick up the one that's got the YouTube channel on it, it then does the infinite mirror trick on it.
Right.
Yeah, so, and then in terms of lighting, so you guys are all using similar lighting at this stage? What's the lighting of choice at the moment? Tanasi, what are you using? You've just got spill over lighting, haven't you?
I've got LED 500 watt over a couple of other vegging plants right now, and they're just like on a table off to the side of it. They're getting the side of it for sure.
Yeah. And yourself, Stoney?
So my seedlings are in a 4x4 flood and drain that has, just right about, I want to say just shy of 500 watts, maybe 470, 480 watts, something like that.
Okay. And then they're over directly under that, or?
Oh yeah, no, my plants start out under strong LED light and they live their whole life that way. I don't start them out soft and baby them along. I kind of grow plants that will grow in the environment that I give them. And if they don't want to grow in that environment, then I'll find other ones.
Yeah, much to be said for the fact that when those seeds pop out in the wild, I mean, as was mentioned in the podcast the other day, when they pop out in the wild, they're exposed to the direct sunlight immediately. They don't get, hang on, have some dappled shade for the first 4 weeks, and then we'll give you something else after that. They just dive straight into it.
Yep. I think they can get a little bit of shading from other plants and stuff like that. And you could make the argument that sometimes the seedlings will wait for the right environment as far as succession goes. But yeah, for the most part, I think that you can pop seeds under bright light and they'll adapt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they will.
And yourself, quickly before we move on, come back to you there, Tanasi, in the same. Northern, yourself, what are you doing in terms of lighting on your side?
Right now we have a Mizy. I think it's classified as a 300 watt, but it's not. It pulls like 137 watts out of the wall. We have that going at about maybe 18 inches just with the veg switch on. Then we have the main tent, which is now empty. So we're going to be, once we transport them or transplant them into 1 gallon pots, we're going to put them in the main tent under a 400 watt metal halide to veg them. And then we'll add some other supplementary lighting for flower later on. But yeah, so far we have 10 plants. We got 2 that have like double heads and 1 that has 2 sprouts out of it. They're still alive and kicking. And our plants are only probably maybe 3 inches tops for height.
Okay.
I don't know, like, because I see some of you guys, like your plants are a little bit taller than ours. I don't know, maybe we have our lights too close. Maybe they're getting too much. I'm not too sure. It'd be nice to talk and see what everybody else's opinions on that.
I'll pull a tape up to show, but mine's seriously maybe 1 or 2 inches tall.
Okay.
Some they're not tall at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine are monsters.
All right. Well, on that, I'm going to have to go downstairs and measure a few. So I'll be gone for about 3 minutes, and then I'll be back with some results. Because now I'm curious.
You feel so good that some people have little babies.
And yeah, sorry, Mystic, you were growing yours under you popped the seeds under what lights again?
They're under 500 watts of Cree CXB 3590 2700K and some 90 CRI cobs plus 75 watts 660 nanometer LEDs plus 25 watts of 730 nanometer far reds.
Nice, and you just rattled that off like just the top of your head. It was just there.
I had it texted to me, or
She came prepared.
I had to read it off. I'm a little stone right now, but I know we have 500 watts to the cobs. We do the DIY. We've been following Grow Mouse since the beginning on his lighting, so we follow Grow Mouse pretty closely on what he does, and whenever he makes changes to his lighting techniques, we kind of follow along with it.
Yeah, cool.
My guy's been doing light. He used to grow corals, saltwater corals, with his LED lights way back when. So
definitely, yeah, something that's something that's in demand these days, being able to grow coral reefs. So,
mm-hmm.
And then yourself, Monkey Mad.
Oh yeah, mine are sitting underneath probably like 230 watts of LEDs. I've got like a T8 replacement LEDs in there, and then they're surrounded by a few other lights, so they kind of get some extra light from the other lights that are in that room. Cause it's probably like a 12 by 12 room that they're sitting in my bedroom, and then from there they're going to go underneath a 600 watt high pressure sodium. And they're probably about 2-3 inches tall.
All right.
That's where mine at. That's where I just took measurements. My tallest one is 3 inches.
My tallest one is like 7.5 inches.
Ooh.
Mine's bigger than yours.
There's a penis contest over there.
Hey, I can finally say mine are bigger.
All right, I got some results.
Some results.
Okay, so it looked like my plants were actually, most of them were just shy of 4 inches
Woo!
tall. But as far as the diameter around,
Oh, I didn't measure that part.
so just, well, because I've got such a big variance, I was curious what the spread on them was, leaf tip to leaf tip, on their widest leaves. So even though they're all about 4 inches tall, my plants that are doing well are 6, 7, and 8 inches in diameter, but that largest one is 10.
Ooh, I gotta measure that.
So 10 inches in diameter, or spread, and then not even 4 inches tall. So nice and squat.
Talking from tip to tip on the leaves, right?
Yeah, tip to tip on the widest set of leaves.
Okay, all right.
Now I'm gonna go measure.
Now I entered. I was measuring like when we started, like when we were chatting freehand. I measured all the thing, but I forgot to freaking save at the bottom of the entry at the bottom. So I got to measure all of
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? You know,
Oh,
I think I have a little bit of an idea here because I'm not so sure that how tall they are is nearly as important as how many nodes is that covering. So if it's 5 inches tall, but it only has 3 nodes, and then it's just tall, lanky, and it's not necessarily very well developed. But if it has 6 nodes and it's 5 inches tall, then they're really stacking in there.
Well, then trust. I'm gonna count my nodes now.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that that might be something to add, and it's really only I think going to be very beneficial for like the first 8 or 10 nodes, because after that, hopefully you've got a huge bush from topping, unless that's not what you're doing. But for particular plants anyway, I could see that as being something I might want to track the node spacing more than other things.
Yeah.
I know to measure the distance between the nodes, but there wasn't how many nodes.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that actually might be. I might change that entry to number of nodes rather than the distance between them, because as you say, you could just do a rough divide the total distance by the number of nodes, give yourself a yardstick calculation to go by.
Yeah, as long as you kept it consistent, I don't think it would matter that people could argue that there's different spacing between the nodes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just something you're tracking.
Yeah, you're just tracking average distance, and it's a growth metric. It's not an exact fact number that you're trying to track. So,
is there any way to add like an ability to add photos to our journals?
No, there's a storage scenario with that.
Yeah, not with Peter hosting the space.
So what I do,
all right.
What I do, Mystic, for my tester stuff, he should be able to get this chart out in a PDF form, right, Peter?
Yes.
It'll be like a PDF spreadsheet or something that you can put into an email or into a folder with your pictures, and then just compress it into like a zip. Or if you're really trying to like send them to professional photos, if you're trying to send them, that's not the way to do it. As the way I'm learning is that the zip file doesn't work that well, but if you were to upload them to your Google Drive and then share that link with somebody, they're able to share that way, pull the pictures that way.
All right, I just thought, I'd ask about that because I was doing that, trying to do the journal thing the other day, and when I was watering, I was looking through that. I was like, I wish there was an ability to, just a little snapshot. But that's your hosting, so I understand that completely. So,
yeah, and there's other complications with it, having photos and things like that. Just not something that we really want to entertain at the moment.
Not right now. Eventually, there'll be a Instagram link, right, Peter?
Sorry.
Eventually, there'll be an Instagram link. They can just upload it all to Instagram.
Yeah.
I already do.
I love it, guys.
Double up on all the content already there. No, you can export those charts from the three little they call it the burger menu, whatever that's called. Those 3 little lines on the charts. If you click on that, it'll pop out a menu, and you can download the charts as PNG files, JPEGs, or
awesome.
PDF.
Okay.
You can also export the raw data that way as well, if you want to load it into your own spreadsheet and play around with it. So yeah, no, I was. What happened to Mike? Did he disappear? Or is he? No, he disappeared.
So I got a measurement of pretty much 4 by 4 on all of them. 4 inches tall, 4 inches wide.
Cool.
Yeah, Peter. Sorry, Peter. Me and Mike were growing this together, so he's my partner in this grow. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I must say one of the things that's been interesting to me a lot has been the whole lineage side of things, and then getting into understanding the genetics. Well, I said the genetics. Yeah, I mean, well, it comes down to that. You know, what happens? Why, when we're crossing these things, we're getting so much variation every time we're crossing it. That to me is becoming quite interesting. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. Maybe it's going a little too deep into it.
Well, it's kind of nice to see that because I've never done tester seeds before, so I've never really. I mean, I've grown unstable genetics before, but I've never really done a tester batch for somebody before. So it's kind of nice to see kind of the process. I guess I'm not too sure how it's going to play out, but it looks like we got some funky stuff happening, and it's going to be fun to see what happens. Sometimes the funky ones surprise you. Sometimes they don't.
That's where you found the right?
So, I mean, one of the things about land races is that they're stable. If you take Durban poison as an example and cross it with poison, it all comes up as Durban poison. But when you start to cross it, so that's why it's a stable line, it's a stable strain. So what this is,
Holy shit, man!
this is everything that has Durban poison. Well, on the database that I have anyway, this is everything that has Durban poison as one of the parents.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And it gets interesting. Like if you take this one down here, I don't know how clear this is coming up. So there's this strain called Poison Durban Elixir that's made up of El Jefe Thai, which has got Bubble and Squeak #1, and Durban Thai High Flyer, which is Durban and Thailand Sativa is where they started from. But that means if you cross El Jefe with anything that happens to have Durban poison somewhere in its lineage, you're going to now potentially bring out those traits. So if you were to go and cross it with this one all the way down the end here, which is what have we got here? Some odd, well, like key lime custard. If you cross that with key lime custard, you're now
Key lime.
running the real risk of, well, I say running the risk, but you're likely to bring out a lot of the Durban traits, the recessive traits all of a sudden that you weren't seeing beforehand. Yeah, the only, and so the true F1s where every seed in that pack would be the same is if both parents have nothing in common with each other. They've got to be as far away from each other in terms of lineage as possible. That way, when they cross, you don't risk any recessive genes pairing up on each other from the fact that they come from the same lineage. Then every one of that F1 will look the same when they grow out. And the second you cross any one of those, that's when the chaos starts, and you've then got to start whittling it down as to which ones are showing the recessive genes you want to retain and which ones aren't. Because that's really what you're starting to do from what I'm working out, is you're actually trying to whittle out which one are the recessive genes, and you either want to keep them because they're features you like, or you want to get rid of them completely so that it's totally pure dominant genes being used for the.
Now, how do you go about getting rid of that? I'm not a breeder, so I don't.
So, and I mean, when I did it at school and that with fruit flies, you took red-eyed and vestigial winged fruit flies, which and you get normal-eyed, which is black eyes, and normal winged fruit flies. So you've got these different ones, and the red eyes and the vestigial wings are recessive. So what you do is if you cross a red-eyed fruit fly with a normal one, you get what look like normal fruit flies. They all look the same, the first round of offspring. But when you then cross them, you suddenly got one of them is going to appear to have red eyes. 3 of them will appear to be normal. 2 of that appear to be normal are half dominant, half recessive. and one is pure dominant. And there's a grid. I'm trying to think. There's a grid that you can use that will show how the genes start to work. But what you've got to be careful of is anything that's too close to each other, where they show parents that are the same, you're going to get recessive genes where you need to have both genes being recessive for that trait to appear. You're going to start to run the risk of that cropping up. And how you would breed it out is let's say big bud versus small bud, and the big bud is dominant and the small bud is recessive. If I cross the big bud plant with the small bud plant, I get these medium buds that come out, but all of them are medium buds. If I then cross two of those with each other, I'll get I'll get one big bud, two medium buds potentially, and a small bud. So suddenly I've got this weird mix because of and I can then take the big one because it's showing, at that point, the one that's the small bud is a pure recessive plant again, because the only way you get the small bud is if it's being the pure recessive gene. So then you make sure you don't, everything else that you've got has got it being in the dominant phase. The one that is showing the really big bud again, and every time you cross it, you only get big buds. Now you know you've got a pure dominant gene being expressed. Yeah, it's in very simple terms, but that's basically what's happening. If that helps.
That's too crazy for me. That's too crazy. I have a question though. Say, like, I have a couple what is it? Tropicana cookie seeds, some F2s. Now, say I wanted to just pop all of them and keep the males, and seed them. What would that be? Like, what lineage? Like, what would that be called? An F3? Like, I don't understand all that.
If you crossed it with itself, that I believe is what would then generate the F3. If you suddenly brought something in from outside, like you crossed it with something completely different, that first run would be the new F1 run that gets created.
Well, I'd cross them with themselves because I'd want more seeds of that strain. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah. But so now, okay. Well, hang on a second. What strain was it?
It was Tropicana cookies. I want to do it eventually, but I want to ask him if he minds if I do that.
Well, I think when you're doing breeding like that, you really don't want to pop all those. Well, I get it might be okay with the F2s, but ideally what you would want is you'd want an F1 male or female that you had really liked, that when you made your F2 seeds, you should have ideally kept a clone of the best mom, and then you could have popped the F2 seeds, find a really good male.
I've never popped any of these. These were I bought these off of a buddy. He had four. He had 4 left. You know what I mean? And they were F2. He gave them to me in the pack. So I've never grown them yet, but I know fire cut, and I like the smoke, you know. But
yes, what you need to do is, I mean, to really get it right, you need to know what the you need to know what the parents were.
Oh yeah, I don't know any of that.
and now to make matters worse, this is everything that's got Cinderella 99 in it. If you thought, so there's 206 lines of pedigree in things that have got Cinderella.
So now you say 206 lines of pedigree. Now you mean that's 206 different cultivars mixed in with that? Or coming off of?
There are 206 cultivars that have Cinderella 99 as a parent.
Gotcha. Holy shit.
One of the parents, either male or female, one of them is Cinderella 99.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow. This is a cool little thing.
And you see, that really highlights the problem, because, you know, if you cross anything, if you don't know that Ambrosia has along the line, well, I mean, that's got direct cross with Cinderella 99. You got to find one that's got a slightly indirect cross.
Oh, the helium?
And if you don't know one of them has got that in it, as soon as you cross it with anything else in this grid, you're going to bring out those traits of Cinderella, of the parent will suddenly express something.
You said this thing's called the helium, right?
Well, the software is called Helium. You've got to get the data, which I've pulled together a database for, and export it in such a way as to view it in here.
Oh, so this isn't like free data? Like this isn't like I can't go and look at all this shit?
You can if you've got the time and effort to put it together.
Oh yeah, no, I don't got it like that. But this is fucking pretty badass.
Yeah, and what's quite nice about it is you can actually include phenotypes and then see how those track down through the lineage as well. I've just done a dummy one that's not.
It just seems to me like if there's all these strains getting mixed up, everybody's fucking up the genetic pool, huh? Fucking twisted.
Well, it makes it really difficult to know what you're going to get when you pop that pack of seeds.
Yeah, it does.
Because it was pretty much making. If I go and buy a pack of chili seeds, heirloom chili seeds, when I pop them, I get all of them looking the same. I mean, out of a pack of 100, you might get 2 or 3 that come out looking freaky, but that's just genetic mutation occurring.
Right.
But they all come out looking the same, and if they pollinate each other, the next generation comes out looking like they look the same again. They don't look any different. And you've got guys buying, spending quite a bit of money for 10 seeds and then told to pheno hunt. And you think, hang on the pack, it must say this is what I'm expecting to get.
True.
I don't know. Controversial.
But I guess that's really past F3 and stuff when you have them solid genetics, right? When you know really what you're gonna get out of that whole pack, right? Like F4s, F5s, isn't that that's when you know you're getting the fucking straight purple plant or whatever, right?
Yeah, and every time it's going to be it's a stable. Yeah, it's become a stable line. Every one will be the same. And for Smoke Kills, in chat, is it like Phylos? No, not really. I mean, what this is just a general plant plant pedigree tracking software that you've got to sit down and put in all the details yourself.
This is crazy. You did this. How long did this take you to do? This seems like it takes like a fucking long time.
Yeah, well, sourcing the original data.
You did that, Peter? You built it?
Well, no, just the back end data is stuff that I've just collected over a lot of time, over time, and just massaged and worked it a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts. Good for you. You should fucking capitalize on that.
I know that.
Yeah, dude.
You need to take. This is the thing: is you need to take lots of data from all the different databases, and then you've got to merge it together to find the normal bits, because there's real outliers.
Well, we see just how that just worked out.
Yeah. I mean, this is all publicly available databases. This is not anything that's hidden or secret. Everybody, the same way that the Galaxy data is all freely available if you can spend the time to pull it together.
Right.
That's the pain in the arse piece. And this piece of software is from some university. I forget which one now. Edinburgh Napier University. So it's from the university department. That's what they're using.
Very cool.
But yeah, then I said, you can load it with, which would be fun when you can start to track more and more through it. You can then load it up with different phenotypes, and you can say, well, he says, will it work? Hey, of course not. It's not doing any colors. Oh, there we go. So you can, if for instance you had entered the heights being, medium, short, or tall, this would now show you these are all the ones that come up medium height, or show me everything that has medium height, highlight them up.
Is that Cherry Malawi right there?
Yeah.
Ah.
Somebody's got one called Cherry
Good
Malawi.
eye.
I have some Cherry Malawi.
Okay. That goes into a bunch of things. So yeah, that could get really interesting with a lot of data. And then to be able to pair that with the environmental data that you're gathering, where you can now say, well, if I apply this environment with these genetics, this is the phenotype that suddenly starts to crop up. And then find ones that show similar phenotypic expression under similar environmental conditions.
Ooh.
Really maximize on it.
That would be cool to know which one's like, yeah, that's cool.
Should be able to be at a point where you can say, I have this plant. This is the profile that I'm looking for in terms of chemical or phenotypic profile that I'm looking for. How does it need, what do I need to do in terms of vertigation and environment to get there?
And I can see that helping you kill off shit too that you don't want. I'm not looking for that type of shit, or it has these characteristics, I'd kill it off.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if you have if you've got a database of, what are all the features I'm looking for? Show me everything that has those features. All right, now can you show me everything that they were crossed with that carries on showing those features? And you see, Johnny, there you were asking, if you can then see that same feature appearing over and over again as it goes down the line, then you know that that's a dominant feature. So almost anything you cross with that's probably going to express that that feature, that phenotype, or that chemotype.
That'd be cool for me to trace. Like, I'd love to find out which plants produce the purple rosin, and to find out how they express it.
Yeah. And then does growing it differently produce more purple rosin, because you're going to create a different chemical profile, and that's what's going to cause the color to change? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say probably so. So basically, if you could incorporate this into your software and you had enough feedback from enough growers over time, you could develop recipes for terpene profiles.
That would be crazy rad.
Yes, you could. You could literally be able to say, what grow medium plus. So what does the nutrient range need? That's the other bit. It's not just 5 people could grow it in exactly the same conditions, but using different nutrients, different feeding regimes, suddenly you're going to get a different profile again.
No, that's $100 pack of seeds right there. That's how you sell.
Yeah. And that's how big ag sells. I mean, that's just it. Again, I hate to say it, but that's how they do it. They're selling you a sack of seed for, there's tens of thousands of seeds in there, and they're all going to be the same. And they're true F1 hybrids. The parents of those have nothing in common.
I wish that could happen with cannabis.
So what you could do, I suppose, part of a breeding program is really you breed for a mom that shows traits that you're looking for, and you breed for a male that has traits that you're looking for, specifically with the mind of crossing them to bring those two lines together. But making sure that they've been bred where the two lines are as far apart from each other as possible to start with.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so Oh, no, I've got a bee in my bonnet about it at the moment. It would be great to get one of the seed breeders on and get them to talk about it and how they actually go through the process.
We'll get Ross the Jeff on here. I just spoke to him earlier. And
I can reach out to a couple of seed breeders.
he said he'd come on one show. One Sunday he'll catch us. Today he was busy.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, because that would
Yeah,
just be
the
nice.
Michigan Cup.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's the Cup is going on in Michigan right now, so a lot of people are tied up with that until later on today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cannabis Cup in Michigan's happening.
Yeah.
It happened this weekend.
We're having a cannabis and hemp festival here, even though it's not that big.
When?
It was yesterday and today. I went yesterday. I'm actually gonna go in a little bit after the show. I'm gonna go and check it out again. It really wasn't that big, but there is a couple of local people there I want to go and chat with about a potential opening of a cannabis consumption lounge here in the San Luis Obispo County area in Grover Beach, to be exact. So that's a pretty big deal. So I want to go talk to them a little bit more about it. And I also want to pick me up some more CBD drops for my dogs.
All right. One thing I do want to say is the fucking ones out here in Denver suck because they have ventilation, but there's not enough fucking ventilation for every motherfucker in there to be smoking a blunt.
You need to get the Dutch coffee shop guys over to show you how it's supposed to be done.
Overkill, right? With ventilation.
Yeah. If you walk in there and your hat stays on, the ventilation ain't up to. I mean, look what happens, man.
Love it.
So does anybody currently watching? 18 people watching. Hey, wow. Anybody got any questions? Any particular strain that you're interested in? I can have a quick look and see if I've got it in the database and see what the lineage happens to be. Well, just
Strawberry cough.
Strawberry cough.
Yeah, tell me about that one.
I'm fairly certain he was not asking you.
Oh, well, whatever. All right, Stoney.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
There's so many things that have got strawberry in the name. There it goes. Now, strawberry cough. Which one?
I only know one.
Well, you see, there you go. There are 4 strawberry cough strains.
4 strawberry by Kyle Cushman. The one by Kyle Cushman. I don't know if it says. Dutch Passion Apothecary, Hazeman Seeds.
Well, okay, this database that I was using, and this is all that they've got in it, then is the things called strawberry cough.
All right, I know the strawberry cough was created by Kyle.
Love strawberry cough.
Was it?
But if I look up strawberry, if you just go by what's got strawberry in the name, that's 98 different strains have got strawberry in the name.
Wow. Just in the name alone?
Yeah, just in the name alone.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
So we're just kind of curious what the back crosses were of it.
Have you ever tried? I've used Seed Finder too for stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty much a similar database to them.
Seed Finder, huh? I've never really researched too much stuff like that, like this. This is kind of neat.
Yeah. I mean, it is handy if you want to. I mean, what is nice having it is you can just, find what are all the short, apart from the 0 flowering days, which obviously aren't correct, but.
Yeah, no, I usually don't go by what the pack says.
Roy Boy wants to know about Master Kush.
Master Kush.
Master Kush. Bam. Thought so.
And again, I mean, that's what's crazy. So many strains with the same name. Do they know which one is the original one? The Humboldt Seeds one?
I wouldn't know either.
No clue.
And you see me. Well, this one here, the ones that don't show two parents tend to be the original. I suppose what would be the stable line. If they only got that, that's all they know about it, and that's where it's Master Kush here and it's Master Kush there, for instance. It's just been crossed with itself, I'm assuming. So your boy, how was that?
I don't know what to. Does he say? He
Eating
didn't.
cookies. I've opened up the floodgates now. Let's see if anything. It might not have it.
Nothing blue cookies.
Let's see, blue. And if you search for 375.
That's the cookies forum cut and the DJ Short Blueberry, I believe. We had that strain for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is only what people have entered. And I mean, given that it's only what people have entered, what's scary
What
is
strain was that again, mister?
At the DJ Short Blueberry, the forum cut cookies is what cookies is.
Yeah.
It's fire too, let me tell you.
Well, all right. We should keep growing our fucking little plant and see what happens next week. Should be a little taller.
Yeah.
Mine should be sprouted. I fucking, oh man.
I'll be able to tell you guys next show which ones of mine are going to be male and female. I'm going to do my sex test today.
Yeah, what are you still doing that? Did you do it yet?
I didn't do it yet. I've got the cards. I've got the test kit. I got everything ready. I was just waiting to let them get enough growth and everything, and I need to make sure I water them thoroughly, like 24 hours beforehand.
Right.
And so I also want to coincide it with. I want to. The place is only like an hour away, so I'm gonna do the test and then make an appointment to drive them down, so I can try to get my results like really fast. You know what I mean? So I get the show. I want to transplant them and put them in their forever pots, their forever homes.
Email you? That's like instantly.
I believe they emailed me the results, but hopefully, I don't know how long it's going to take. How long will it take?
Within 3 hours.
Within 3 hours. So I could probably get the results there. Like, I could probably get the results while I'm down there.
Yeah.
I might want to do stuff like that.
Delta Leaf Labs.
It's not as much as I thought it was either.
Yep, pretty
What
full.
was it, like $100?
I think she said
For 9 of them,
90.
it wound up costing me like $77 with a discount code. But I'm also I'm waiting on my affiliate code, so I will have one that I will start posting really soon.
And this is the one time it is safe to set a fire when you're revealing the sex, isn't it?
Wait, say it again.
I said this is the one time it's safe to have a wildfire whilst revealing the sex, referring to that guy who burnt down half the fucking countryside with the gender reveal party where they had the explosion and set fire.
Oh my god! No, I won't be doing that.
I've seen that. That was funny shit. But very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Oh my god.
People. All right, guys. I'm going
All right, then. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks to everybody who's been watching. Catch us again next week. We may have a different time, so keep an eye open for that. When we post it up, it might have a different date and time. We'll announce it close to the time.
All right, everybody have a blessed one. See y'all next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, y'all.
Cheers.
Everybody want to hang around for a bit? Everybody.